Greetings, comrades. It's your boy B Freezy, back up in this piece, popping like fish grease, y'all. And today we have to get into a midweek college football edition of Dirty Vision Sports. That's right. Today we are going to tap in on the college football scene, and we got to cover what's going on in Central LA with the University of Southern California Trojans. Now, Coach Lincoln Riley has just fired his defensive coordinator, Alex Grinch, this week. And we got to ask the question, right? This is an easy call, an easy scapegoat move to pin the blame on somebody. But all fingers always point to the head coach, to the top guy. And we got to ask the question, is Lincoln Riley the guy for the head coaching job for the University of Southern California Trojans? That is the question. Now, when Lincoln Riley was first named as the hire, I thought, this is not a good fit for USC. Now, I'm going to say this. Lincoln Riley is a great, incredible offensive coach. He's got an incredible offensive mind, and he is an incredible quarterback coach. With all that being said, he is not a great head coach, okay? And this isn't just my opinion. This is his track record. A head coach has to have expertise in all facets of the game. Defense, offense, kicking game, right? Head coach has to know every position group, has to know that in and out, has to know every special teams position and function in and out, has to know it all to be a great head coach. And Lincoln Riley is just too inept when it comes to the defensive side of the ball, okay? I know offense is his thing, but to be a great head coach, you have to know everything. And his track record all the way back, if you look at his head coaching track record in the past, his defenses have always been terrible. You go back to Oklahoma, he's going to produce great quarterbacks. His quarterbacks will be in Heisman contention every year. He's going to have great offenses that are going to put up 40-plus points every game, every year. The problem is his defenses are most likely going to give up 40 to 45 points as well. So we all know to win championships, you need defense, and it is for that reason that I say he was not the right guy for the USC job. Good head coach, but not great. And at USC, they have 11 national championships. They're expecting championship seasons, right? And if you're not going to get a championship season in the present season, you better be working towards a championship, and it better be visible. Because they'll be patient with you over there at SC for, even if you're muddling along, they'll be patient with you for about 4 years. But around that 4 or 5 year mark, if you ain't embarking on a national championship or not there yet, you're out of there. And Lincoln Riley, again, I love the guy as an offensive coordinator, and I love the guy as a QB coach, and he puts together some great, exciting offenses, the best in football. He would have been a great hire for UCLA, right? A school that, he would have them competitive, good, scoring a lot of points, a lot of action, right? They would love that in Westwood, but not at USC. USC ultimately comes down to championships. He would be a great coach at Virginia Tech, at Oklahoma, at Oregon State. Anywhere like that, he would be a great coach. But at USC, it does not work. He is just too offensive-minded, and you can just tell from his track record and the way his teams play, defense is an afterthought with Lincoln Riley. You just got to say it. It is what it is. And what I mean by that is you can just tell he's an offensive guy. He's a quarterback guy. He's an offensive guy by nature and a great offensive mind. I'll say that again. I'm not trying to bash the guy. I'm just objectively kicking facts. If they're in a staff meeting, recruiting meeting, right? And there's a five, this is an example. There's a 5-star athlete, just do it all. Freak of nature guy, is incredible on offense, incredible on defense. Like a Travis Hunter, I think that's the kid for Colorado, right? Let's say a guy like that. And every year in every recruiting class, it's a handful of guys like that are just phenomenal man children playing men amongst boys that are great on offense or defense. It doesn't make a difference. They're athletes, they're 5-stars, they're blue chips, they're monsters. Every year, it's a few of those. And every season, USC will have an opportunity to get every one of those. And to prove my point, the point I'm saying is, and I guarantee you in those staff meetings, when they have an opportunity and they're sizing up and recruiting 5-star blue chip athletes, guys that can do it all on either side of the ball, I guarantee you Lincoln Riley saying, we get that guy in our program, that guy's going to the offensive side of the ball. Lincoln Riley is putting the best athletes on the offensive side of the ball without a question. Now, some people might say, well, what's wrong with that? Well, here's what's wrong with that. Defense wins national championships. Defense wins Super Bowl championships. Defense wins high school league championships. It's all about the defense first and foremost. And when you here's what a guy like Nick Saban, who's won a lot of championships at Alabama, right? Here's what a guy like Kirby Smart will do, who's won championships at Georgia, right? They will take those best athletes. They will take the biggest, fastest, strongest, meanest athletes they got, and those dudes go to defense, right? Nick Saban will take the 5-star freak athlete that can do anything on the football field, play either side of the ball, and guys like Nick Saban, defensive-minded, defensive-oriented, will put that kid on the defensive side of the ball, whereas you flip it around, Lincoln Riley's taking any stud, any freak, and he's putting them on offense because that's just how he rolls. Again, it's evident. This isn't my opinion. This is his track record. So they fire Alex Grinch this week, and, that's the first linchpin down. That's the scapegoat. We're going to kick this guy out. And I got to say, a defensive coordinator, number one, gets hired and or appointed by the head coach, right? So that's on Lincoln Riley, right? Secondly, a defensive coordinator will not be allowed to run any kind of scheme unless the offensive coach signs off on it or else mandates that scheme is ran by that defensive coordinator. Defensive coordinator just doesn't have carte blanche, and there's a big fancy word for you. I don't know what it means, but I think it's appropriate at this time. The defensive coordinator does not have carte blanche to just do what he wants. He has to do what the head coach signs off on or what the head coach mandates, okay? So Alex Grinch getting fired this week was just the first of a line of scapegoat moves by Lincoln Riley. And again, I really like Lincoln Riley. He's a great offensive mind. I'm going to keep saying a great quarterback coach. And he's a good head coach, but he's not a great head coach. And that's what you need at a place like SC, right? So that's the first line. Okay, and then you look at, again, Lincoln Riley's defenses have been just bad his whole career. I think I saw somebody put up a stat online saying his best defense at Oklahoma was 29th ranked nationally. And that's not good. A 29th ranked national defense, that's his best ever. That's not a good defense. That's an average defense, okay? Top 10 defenses are good defenses. The top 5 of that top 10 are great defenses. And the number 1 defense is a phenomenal defense that's going to kick your teeth in every Saturday afternoon in college football. That's how the defensive breakdown works. So let's look at it like this. SC is now 7-3 on the year. So they played 10 games. Out of 5 of those 10 games, they've given up 40-plus points. Okay? Now, out of those 5 that they've given up 40-plus, 2 of those were 48 points they gave up against Notre Dame, and 49 points they gave up against Cal, right? And then they follow that up and give up 52 against the Washington Huskies in a very pivotal Pac-10 matchup where they could have really got back in the groove. Okay, and what's crazy about that is SC didn't perform bad as a total team. Just the defense gave up over 300 yards rushing to the Huskies, right? So you're never going to beat anybody like that. You give up 300 yards on the ground, you will lose. That is a guarantee. But what's crazy is you look at SC's offense, what they did on offense. Again, Lincoln Riley's an offensive guy. You got to get the defensive weight up. But on offense, SC rushed for over 200 yards. Caleb Williams threw for over 300. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. That's a great night. He did have one very bad fumble. which cost him. But he threw for over 300, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. They rushed for over 200. You're not supposed to lose that game. You are not supposed to lose that game. And they lost it. It was pathetic. They gave up over 50 after 52 after giving up 49 to Cal the previous week. And they had to make changes. I get it. But we got to ask ourselves, especially you USC football fans. I respect USC football. I'm a fan of college football and football in general. But I'm objective. I'm on the outside looking in objectively. And you got to ask yourself, is Lincoln Riley the guy for the USC head coaching job? So, that's the question. Really quick, I forgot to say, but I need you guys to please like the video and subscribe to the channel. We're starting from the ground up. And, we could really use a like on the video and a subscription to the channel to continue to grow and to continue to build this, because this is Dirty Vision Sports, the place for intelligent sports talk. And we're going to be looking at angles that everybody may not be covering. And with that being said, though, I need you guys' opinion. Is Lincoln Riley the guy for the head coaching job at USC? I understand USC, 11 national championships, right? They are about winning championships. But if you know football, you know defense wins championships, and Lincoln Riley has no D. Okay? So, with that being said, again, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. And leave a comment. Let me know. Is Lincoln Riley the guy for the SC head coaching job? Okay? Simple as that. He's a good coach, but he ain't a good head coach because he don't know the ins and outs of football and the defensive side of the ball. And just before I go, just to give a little example. I almost forgot this, but I'm going to give a little example. Dallas Cowboys practice in Oxnard, California for training camp. And, years ago, I was up there watching them practice. And to give you an example of how the expertise level that the head coach needs, I would watch, this is when Bill Parcells was the head coach, I would watch Bill Parcells, right, an individual practice period, go to the O-line and coach up the offensive tackles on kick stepping and punching, pass pro. You know what I mean? Kick step, punch. He's working with them on pass pro. Offensive linemen, offensive tackles to be exact. Then he will leave that position group, right, working on with the offensive tackles on bucket step, kick step and punching, working on pass protection. He would leave that individual group and head right over to the punt returners and coach up Pac-Man Jones on the finer points of fielding punts. Elbows in, right? Elbows in, looking in, tuck it. So that's just my example of the expertise that a coach needs to run the gamut. Those are polar opposites as you can get in football, offensive tackles to punt returners. Yet Bill Parcells had expertise. Went from one position group to another, coaching them up, telling the position coach, step aside. Let me school up this dude real quick. That's the level of expertise you need to be a great head coach. That's the level of expertise you're going to have in a Bill Parcells, a Jimmy Johnson, a Bill Belichick, even though the Patriots are stinking right now, a Mike Tomlin, right? This is what great coaches do. This is what great coaches know. I'm sure Nick Saban, Kirby Smart, all these dudes. This is what they're about. So with that being said, again, just wanted to tag in that last example. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. More importantly, leave a comment and let me know the question. Is Lincoln Riley the guy for the head coaching job at USC? Thanks for tapping in, y'all. Appreciate it. Until next time, stay frosty.